And actually, they are actually harnessing this opportunity. Let's put it. I mean, you see that in your survey, right?
Absolutely.
I mean,
and with great opportunities also comes challenges. And one of the things that the survey threw up also was the nature of some of the challenges that different small businesses face. And I thought one of the things that was interesting here was around the fact that in the middle-income countries that actually innovation was harder. And I'm wondering, do you just think innovation is hard for all small businesses, or is there something peculiar here going on?
You know, I think it's that question is particularly interesting because in this report, Entrepreneurship at a Glance, we start by we are statisticians, so we'd like to, and we are economists as well, and we like to really define the unit of analysis that we're interested in. And one characteristic of being an entrepreneur is almost equated to innovate. So we don't make a difference almost. I mean, it's intrinsic into entrepreneurship to actually being an innovator. So you ask me, is innovation important, and is it important in all countries for all small? My answer will be, of course, yes. I mean, it's sort of the engine of the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur wants to innovate. So it is a challenge. It is a challenge because that's, you know, you have to set up your business, you have to have your idea, you have to make it work, and so on and so forth. But this is why understanding better what prevents those businesses to grow, to become successful, and prevent them from innovating, those challenges are key for policymakers because you have to overcome the challenge and to help them, these small businesses, overcome the challenge. But I think innovation is a key. Of course, they want to. I mean, it's important.
And so, what do you think the small businesses can teach us about innovation in international commerce? Because we see that more and more of these businesses are using online tools. What can they teach us here?
Well, you know, the digital presence, as I was saying, I mean, businesses that are present in this digital world to some extent, they show us the way forward, how you can access markets, how you can develop tools, services that, you know, would make the rest of the economy. They are really at the front runners, really, and, you know, they can show the way to some extent.
Okay, so this is really just the beginning of a long-term effort with both the World Bank and also the OECD. Shahrokh, what do you think the next step should be to make this relevant to the goals and the mission of the World Bank? It's a big question there for you there. It's not a one-word answer.
In a number of ways, I think, and we also discussed some of them. One is we would like to see a greater representation of low and middle income countries, because but in the moment that we start thinking about that, it's not necessarily an easy expansion. We need to really, as I was saying before, try to understand how to increase the take-up and the connectivity and the response rate of businesses in low and middle income countries. There could be different set of issues, a different set of methodological challenges that we need to solve. So to me, just expanding the base geographically, but also expanding the base thematically, because this is a great report that touches upon one specific topic. The Sustainable Development Agenda is huge. So I think there is a lot of answers, a lot of topics that can be tackled using this type of new data sources. But we need to of course, prioritize. We cannot answer all. But also, going back to my first and last point, we really need to tackle the issue of external validity of this information, in the sense that we want to make sure that the results are robust and represent the world of small and medium businesses.
Okay, which is a perfect segue to my last question to Martine. What more do you think we can do to bring awareness of both the challenges and the opportunities for small businesses?
Well, I think we have to ensure maximum visibility already of the results that we're going to get, and be reassured that we will take up all this into our mainstream work. But also, you know, here at the OECD we provide a lot of policy advice to governments, and so I think bringing that in and show the way forward in the sense that we can bring it to our committees, to our working parties, and have discussion. So I think that's the number one. But importantly, I think what will be very interesting is to keep the awareness of where are the challenges, where are the issues, and so we can develop modules in the survey that, for instance, answers questions such as what are the skills gaps, for instance, that prevent firms, those small firms, to develop? Do they need different types of skills? And then we can bring that to our policymakers and say, look, the skills that are needed for entrepreneurial activities are such and such. Or we could think about challenges with respect to finance for women, finding the funding and the finance to set up their business. And then we can bring that also to our policymakers and say, look, I mean, this is something that you have to help overcome. But I would agree also with Jero in the sense of the broad sustainable development agendas. The SMEs, and we're talking about gender, we're talking about development finance, we're talking about all these issues that are at the heart of the sustainable development agenda. Of course, SMEs are not the only players in town in the sustainable development agendas, but ensuring prosperity in terms of growth creation, in terms of innovation, and so on. They are really the fabric of our economic activities. And so I hope that in the future we'll come up with questions, and you'll ask those questions again, coming back to what I said at the beginning.
I definitely will. I definitely will. So I just wanted to end by thanking you both so much. We are so proud to be working with you, and also the teams of people that have been working with us to get today to be a reality. We have a saying at Facebook that this journey is 1% done. And it very feels much that is the case today. Today's day one, and we're really excited about what the future looks like together. So thank you very much.
Thank you. We are too.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.